everybody. My name is Mars. You can call me MG if you would like. And if you've been around my channel for pretty much any amount of time, then you probably know that I'm in the middle of a lot of series. Over 50, to be more specific. And it's kind of becoming a problem. I love series. I love getting to explore worlds and follow characters along for a series of books. I have just been very bad at actually continuing series and finishing them off once I start them. This is a problem that I've had for quite a while, and I want to do something about it. I want to prioritize continuing series that I've already started instead of starting a bunch more. So I went through, excuse me, I went through my series tracker and picked out 8 series that I am the most excited to continue on and hopefully finish soon. So this isn't like a list of books that I'm setting a goal to finish by a certain period of time. It's more like these are going to be my main priority when it comes to finishing series, and when I find myself maybe in a little bit of a reading lull, I'm gonna go for this list first because they're the ones that I am the most intrigued by. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about each series and where I'm at in the reading process, so let's just get on with it. So the first series that I put on my list is His Fair Assassin by Robin Lefevers. I have read the first book in this series, and there are 2 more. I love historical fantasy, and I really like the historical and fantasy elements in this. They both feel different from a lot of other historical fantasy that I've read. For starters, this takes place in the 1500s in Brittany, which is something I've never really read about before. A lot of the historical fantasy that I read is Victorian or like that era, so this is quite a bit earlier than that. The fantasy elements have to deal with like the god of death, and it's just so intriguing. I also really like how all 3 of these books follow a different female main character. I loved the first one, and we did meet our 2 other main characters that we will follow in the other books, and I'm just so excited to see where their stories go. Next up, we have the Fallen Gods series by Hannah Kaner, and I have read the first 2 books in this series, so I only have 1 more to go. This series was originally suggested to me, recommended to me by my friend Violet, and she's recommended quite a few books to me, and almost all of them have been absolute hits, and this is no exception. I adored the first book. The second one didn't quite live up to my expectations, but it was still really, really good. And the ending of book 2 has set us up for such a major series climax that, like, I need to see how it all plays out. So hopefully I can get to it soon and cross this one off my list and enjoy book 3 just as much as the other 2. The next series on my list is Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. I have read the first book, so 2 more in this trilogy, plus several companions. I know there's 2 duologies, and then at least 1 short story collection, maybe more. I'm not exactly sure of the scope of the Grishaverse, but I know that there's a lot going on. But for now, we're just going to focus on the main first trilogy that I have started. I absolutely flew through book 1. I read it in 2 days, and I had such a fun time with it. I didn't find it to be anything especially groundbreaking. It was kind of a lot of stuff I've seen a million times before, but it was still very well done and had me hooked, and I just had a great time with it. It was a very fast, fun read, and I want more of that, so hopefully the rest of the series follows suit. Then we have The Diviners by Libba Bray, another historical fantasy series. I have read the first book, and there are 3 more to go. I've actually read the first book twice in the past year. I read it for the first time last September, and then I reread it in January because it was a book club pick for the Nostalgia Train book club. So I'm well acquainted with book 1. I just have to move on with it, which, as we've established, I am very bad at. I really love the 1920s New York setting, and I also love the ensemble cast that we get. I am a sucker for an ensemble cast. We definitely have 1 main character in Evie, but there's this great supporting cast and a lot of other, like, secondary main characters, and they all have their own unique stories that are very well constructed, and also the way they're woven together is just so well done. And I need to continue on with this. I mean, I need to continue on with all of these series, but like this one, especially because I've read the first book twice in the past year, I really need to continue on with it. Next on my list is the Vampire Academy series by Rochelle Mead. I've read the first 3 out of 6, so I am halfway. Technically, though, I have read all of these books. It was just a long time ago when I was in like middle school, high school, so this has been a bit of a reread for me. And this is just another fun, silly series that I don't take too seriously. I'm just in it for the good, fun vibes and the drama and the tension. I just have been having a good time with this reread. It's another series where I get through the books very fast, and I have one specific scene that I remember so clearly from the first time reading it, and I am just so anticipating getting to that scene in my reread. So I need to get to this. I need to read book 4. I don't know when this moment happens, like which book it's in, but I will get to it eventually. And then I also want to read the spin-off series because I did not ever read that. It's another 6-book series following like the cousin of one of the side characters in the first series. I don't know. I've never read it, but I'd like to get to it. Then we come to the Ice Planet Barbarians series by Ruby Dixon. This is a series that is another fun, silly time, but it is quite different from all of the other series on my list. I've read 6 out of the 19 books. It's a very long series that's not even including all of the like side series and spin-offs and interconnected series. Like there's a bajillion books. We're just gonna focus on the main series right now, and there are 19 books in it. And I've read the first 6 and had such a fun time with them. These are smutty alien romances, and for some reason, even though they have a lot of tropes that I don't normally like, this series just does it for me. I really have a good time every time I read a book from the series. They are very fast reads, and they're just so ridiculous, and I'm just having a great time, so I would like to move on with the rest of the books. The penultimate series on my list is Animorphs by K.A. Applegate. There are 54 books in this series. I've read 12 of them, so a decent chunk, but I still have a lot to go. This is a series that I missed out on reading as a kid. I just didn't pick them up until they were a pick for the Nostalgia Train book club again. A lot of the books on this list, the first books in the series, are from the book club, and that's how I started reading them. But I had a very fun time with the first one and decided to continue on. I do need to make this one a bit bigger of a priority than the other series because it is so long. I just don't want to be reading this series still when I'm 50. Like, I'd like to get to it at some point relatively soon and finish it out. And finally, the last series on this list is the Wayward Children series by Seanan McGuire. This series follows pretty much a different character every book, but not exactly. Like, they're all standalones, but they're interconnected with this school for wayward children, hence the name of the series. And wayward children are basically kids who fell into portal worlds and have since fallen back to the real world and are having a hard time adjusting. So I have read the first 3 books in this series, and right now there are 10 of them out, but it is still ongoing. I know another one is coming out January of next year, and that one follows the same main character as the very first book in the series, so I'm very excited for that. But I do have more to read to get there. There's also like some short stories thrown in, but I'm not sure if you like have to read those. I mean, I guess everything is all pretty separate from each other despite being intertwined. So like it's whatever. I don't know. I love these books so so much. Like all 3 of them that I've read so far have potential to be like in my top favorite books of the year because I did start this series this year. They are all novellas, and I'm just absolutely amazed by how much world building and character work and emotion Seanan McGuire can pack into such a short amount of pages. Like, truly awe inspiring. I just cannot wait to keep on going with this. I have been trying to work book 4 into my reading since I read book 3 last month. I just have been a little bit overwhelmed with priority reads, so I haven't gotten around to it yet, but it is one that I want to get to as soon as I can. So those are the 8 series that I am hoping to prioritize in the coming months, hopefully not years, but maybe. I cannot wait to continue these. Of course, I will also be continuing the other 40 plus series that I'm in the middle of, and I will also be starting new series because I cannot be stopped. I'm actually in the middle right now of a first book in a series, so it's fine. Everything is fine. There's no need to stress about this. It's all in good fun. Let me know if you have read any of these series and what you thought about them. It's gonna be a loud car going by during my outro. I feel like that's very common in my videos nowadays. I don't know why. It's like they know I'm almost done filming and they just have to get me right at the end there. Anyway, we have now come to the end of the video. If you've enjoyed it, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. You can subscribe to my channel for more content, and that way I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, everyone.